From here, let me give you a walkthrough of the site setup. So I'm clicking on the site setup icon on the top left, and it shows me my site setup submenu of icons on the top right. I'm going to click on navigation. And it brings up the page structure of the website. This shows me two columns, or I should say, this will show multiple columns depending on how many levels deep you have within the system. Brief overview of this page shows you a lot of information. For various reasons, that is all needed throughout the site during one time or another. In blue, you see all the page names. The green check marks indicate whether or not those pages are actual pages on the hard drive of the website. If they're green, they are real pages. In green also, you see the actual page name. So the home page is called index.html as it's shown here. And it has a single / in front of it, indicating that this is on the root level of the website. Different than if you look at this one down here for diamond stud earrings and jewelry. This one shows it is at a /diamond-jewelry/index.html. That means that this is in the diamond-jewelry subdirectory within the website. The red check marks indicate pages that were added to that page name but were not built, or in some cases, as in this particular case, it actually refers to an IP address or to some other setup type of domain name. If you have an http:// you will invariably have a red check mark. There are specific reasons why you would designate a direct URL, but I will not get into those during this demonstration overview of the website. Coming back up here to the home page, we have gray codes which appear below the page name, and these have different types of indicators. M is the main level. ID with some number next to it indicates the database ID for that page. REL is for any related or parent, which in this particular case, if you are on M level, the main level, always listed on the left, you will not have an REL, but the ones underneath it will say REL1 because it relates back to ID number 1. So Diamond Engagement Rings here has an REL1 because it's underneath of home. And you see that all of the subpages underneath home say REL1. But if we look down a little bit, we have this next page called Diamond Engagement Rings with an ID of 56, and underneath that, all of the subpages say REL56. Okay, let's go back up to our home. We also have an RNK, which is a rank number. Throughout the entire system, many things are ranked, and sometimes the ranking features are turned on the public side, and sometimes they're turned off. It all depends on what default features were selected. The next item says BC, and this stands for breadcrumb or breadcrumb visible. That is one of the more advanced features of the site, but it allows you to see whether or not your pages will show up in the breadcrumb navigation around the site. The PG with a number next to it indicates it is sometimes looks to be related to the ID number, but it is actually a separate database within the system. It's for the page content database. The black arrows up and down allow you to adjust your rank order for individual items. So in this particular case, if I wanted to take these first 5 items here and I wanted to re-rank them, instead of going into each one of them, editing the pages and then saving them individually, I could just simply press the up or down arrows to move them in up or down through this list. The CET This stands for customer edit. This is a feature that only super users will see, but when you click on the CET and turn to CEF, this locks out people, sub-users, from being able to edit the content of that page. There is a red delete button, which allows you to quickly delete this page instead of going in, editing it, and then deleting it through the red delete button. And the new, as you see, there are multiple new links on this page, allow you to add new sub-levels of pages at that point. So if I were to click the new button, the new link up at this level, it would add a sub-page under Diamond Engagement Rings. If I click the new link down here, it would add a sub-page for the home page. If I want to add a new M-level page, I'd have to scroll all the way to the bottom and click on New Directory Category. As I scroll up, you will see that there are many pages on this demo website. We've put a lot of work into this demo website so that we can show many of the features and functionalities. In fact, as I scroll up, I see that this particular example shows 4 levels. We have a main level here, we have a sub-level 1, we have a sub-level 2, and then there's this other page over here on the far right, which is a 4th sub-level, which has not been configured at all. Depending on how the website is structured, the page structure here will always be different for each individual site. There are some standards that we have designed and built into the system. As I scroll back down, I will show you that there is always a My Account section. There's always a Merchant section for e-commerce websites. There's always a default page. There's always a footer section. If you have a mobile website, there will be a mobile website section which will be displayed on the screen as well. Zoom back up to the top. Right. Next, I'll show you what the drop-down menu looks like. This drop-down menu allows us to customize what the top menu of the website would look like. There are multiple ways to configure the drop-down menu, and some websites that are smaller in size won't even use this complicated drop-down menu builder. They will instead use some other built-in features that we have controlled in a much easier fashion. This drop-down menu on this particular demo website is actually not being used. As you can see, we have jewelry, bridal, vintage collection, services, and product knowledge with some items underneath that. But on the home page of this site, we do not actually have those up across the top menu. This is, as our demo website, we just have this drop-down menu builder pre-configured with some things to show people how it's actually used. There are a variety of other gray codes that are in here, as well as some green indicators for different types of features within the product menu. If I click on this item, you'll see we have the ability to configure our options, and we also have the standardized update, redisplay, and the cancel and return. I'll click cancel and return, brings me back to the previous screen. I can add a new menu item here. And it will show up down here on the bottom. It actually shows up alphabetized, or it'll show up according to rank order if the rank is on. And then from here I can move this anywhere I'd like. So I'm going to move this underneath the bridal page. And you see it has moved over here to the bridal page. I'm going to delete this item. To delete an item, typically you go inside of it and you always scroll down to look for the delete button, which is highlighted with red. Throughout the entire system, this is another standardized functionality. If you're looking to delete something, you typically have to go into it and click the delete button. In some cases, it will give you a warning and ask you to confirm that you want to delete the item. You would type in yes and hit the delete menu item, or delete item, whatever it may be. Continuing through our icons, we have store info. This page allows us to set our default store information, our store hours, and select our time zone. This default store information is pulled through various areas within the site. So whenever you're looking to update your store hours, always make sure you come in and edit the store hours shown here. The company name here is actually what controls the, I'm going to flip over to the public side of the site for a moment, is actually what controls what you see down here at the bottom of the screen where it says test jewelry site. If I come in here and I put in demo jewelry site and hit update, I go back, reload this screen, you will see that it now says demo jewelry site down at the bottom. If you're looking to quickly edit the meta tags that are global for the website, you go into meta tags, and here's where you have the ability to edit all of the built-in functionality for meta tags. We've added a few meta tags here that are actually proprietary to the junior system. We have one here called Meta Facebook Comments. We have another one, Meta Facebook ID, and these two have different functionality. You have to check the documentation as to how to actually use these, but this is how we control the direct tie-ins to not only Facebook but to other social networks. The meta description default is what is used default throughout the entire website if you do not have meta description set on a per page basis. The same for a keyword default, even though most of the time they're not used. Meta extras if you want to add your own customized meta tags. This Meta Facebook Like is another one that helps us to tie into social networks. It's where we put in our analytics codes, and down here we also have the Analytics MOID. This is the Google Analytics Mobile ID, where you can grab your mobile ID number and put it in here, and it will track the mobile website via a PHP script whenever the mobile website does not support JavaScript. Continuing to our next item up on the top, we have image sizes. This is where you would come in to edit the default sizes for your uploads. It shows our product sizes, which we have 4 different product sizes: a normal, a large, a medium, and a small. And we have 3 different content sizes: large, medium, and small. And we also have one size for product category images. Continuing onward to the next icon, we now have the 301 module, 301 redirect module. This is where we would come in to add 301 redirects to our website if we needed them. For example, if I wanted to create a new redirect, I'd click the Create New Redirect button. I would come in and I would say, follow the directions here, omit the http:// and the domain name. So if I wanted to say, let me create a shortened URL, and I'm going to use just /1, and I'm going to copy and paste in a URL name, then I can paste that into a field in the bottom, click the add button, and it shows me that I now have a redirect that goes from one to some other page on my site. We have the ability to search through the redirects, similar to how we could search through products. You can type in a page name here and search for it to find it in case you have hundreds of redirects here. You can also edit the htaccess file directly in case you need to do some high-level htaccess maintenance to the system, and you want to make sure that when the 301 redirects are built, they do not overwrite what is automatic. Click the update button here. I'm going to go back into my redirect page, and then To build my actual redirects file, I have to click on the Build Redirect File button. On my demo site here, I'm going to delete this redirect. As you can see, it's asking me to confirm. Now that redirect I added is gone. Continuing onwards, I have the ability to edit my robots file. There are no robots that are designated on this demo website, but if you wanted to for some reason, you can come in here and there are some samples shown on the side, which I'm just copying and pasting in. And this would allow us to set our robots file. I can click the update button. And now I have just created a robots file. And I can edit this similar to downloading and editing the robots.txt file directly on my computer. But I'm just doing it through the interface. I can also edit my individual CSS files. If you have FTP access to your site, you can edit the CSS files yourself, but they're all shown right here. Simply click on any one of these files and the edit button. It shows you a screen, and then you can edit the settings in here. And you can save or save and redisplay. Save and redisplay will automatically apply the changes, and then you can look at the public side of your site to see how those changes took effect. The save will bring you back to the previous screen, so you can then choose a different file to edit.